Good morning. It is day 4. It's about 5:30 or almost 5:30. Woke up just a little bit after 5. Early start. It's always a good thing when you got decent miles, but little breakfast from the tent. Have that lies. That's just what I'm using to repackage, but it's the breakfast skillet, and got some water going for some coffee right now. Found a nice little thing about the oh man, the X Dome. The crossbar is a good spot to hang your headlamp. The Big Agnes made it the final night, which is awesome. Same thing as the other nights. Woke up about 3 or close enough to it, refilled it, and then it held the rest of the night. So it seems like the leak might be getting a little faster because it was a little less inflated when I woke up at 3, and it's a little bit more squishy this morning than the other mornings. So, but that's okay. It's treated me well. Yeah, gonna eat, get all fueled up, and then tear everything down. And I already have a bag of water sitting over there, so I can just quickly filter, and then we can go when we're feeling up to it. I don't think I ever noticed that before. The horse hitching post. Yeah. All right, we are at Canyon Vista. We moved pretty good getting here. Nice morning hike. This spot's cool because, as you can see, there's a road. You can drive up here, and it's just a one-way loop that keeps taking you that way to get back down. The vista's nice, but the drive up and down from here is actually pretty good too. The cool thing is the trail actually brings you down here. Like if we would have followed the trail, we would have come down along that banister railing there, and you'd keep going that way. Well, I mean, if we want to hit all the blazes, because it actually wraps down and around this way. Well, this is the Canyon Vista, and the cloud cover is just high enough that we get to see all the mountaintops out there. That's pretty cool. So it's hard to tell from here, but thankfully there's some construction work. So this is the road that cuts through where the park is. Over there, there's a yellow crane looking thing. So what we're gonna do is, to the left of that, in that grouping of trees, that's where the park office is. So that little ridge that comes down just beyond that, when we eventually drop down, we're gonna hike up that and then out that way all along that ridge there, and that'll wind us back towards where the cars are. So what we're looking at now is this is going to drop us down, if I remember correctly, right past where all the guest stuff is here. It's going to drop us down, and we're going to wind back this way and over there. It's going to drop us down a bit, and I think it's either in this first little ravine or that ravine is where we drop down and have to climb back up. And the next named like window vista type thing, I believe, is on that little ridge right there, like that little grade. But yeah, so from there we'll drop back down and right into the park office. So First through hike of a trail I've been wanting to do for a long time. I actually did backtrack so I don't miss a blaze. So yeah, this is the way the trail would wrap you in. And now if you were following the link loop trail up from the park, so this blue and X, this is the link loop, and the blue is the Canyon Vista Trail. I've done both of those. And yeah, it just wraps you back over to where we were standing. So yeah, this is what the markers are for when you see all three of the trails together.
The watch just did not want to, could not find the satellite. Just booted it and it was quicker, but it still took a little time.
So we came down from the Canyon Vista. Now, one thing worth note is once you get in the Canyon Vista area, if you're going like northwestbound, or I'm sorry, northeastbound on the Loyalsock, once you get towards the Canyon Vista, you're gonna see the X Mark Trail, which is the link loop. The link loop does exactly that. It loops around the valley that World's End State Park is in. So it's a nice way to do like an overnight, 2-night backpacking trip around the state park itself. So I didn't know about this. Even though I've hiked through here, I've never really noticed it before because I've done the link loop a few times. We're at this weird intersection where it's not super clear because we came down here, and when you're coming down, which I think the Alpine Club does the trail guide for this, and they said if you have any like input as to like trail maintenance stuff to let them know. But there really should be an LT turning blaze here to let you know that it goes that way. Since the link loop and the LT merge, it'd be super easy to not pay attention and keep going straight. And then you would just end up going back up towards the Canyon Vista. But I use the Relive app, and that's how I get that fun little track at the beginning of my videos. That also will show you trail names if it's like established trails. So now we can see the blazes, but this first one's faded. One further down's a little bit easier to see. But yeah, if you're going like the northeast bound, be careful at this intersection. Oh, that's awesome. They take you under the bridge now. So from what I can remember, this used to cross by the office, but it brings you down by the beach now. They have a nice walkway taking you under the bridge. That is pretty cool. I like the bridge option for crossing the road.
We are heading up out of the state park. This is where the LT and the High Rock Trail run together. It's not too bad. Earlier, if it made it into the video from the Canyon Vista, I was pointing out the route that we could take, and well, this is that like nice sloped spiny ridge thing that was leading up out of the valley. I'm not sure how vertical this is showing up on camera, but I didn't film it or take a picture, but at the bottom of this trail there's like a little warning sign for the steepness. The whole trail's not like this. But there's sections like towards the beginning of it, and as you get up here towards the Vista Point, good old detour sign. I know part of this trail is rerouted. I'm a little fuzzy on what the reroute is and what the old trail was. We are on part 2 of steep climb up out of the state park. And I think I built this up worse in my head than what it really is. Which is okay. All right, we've been cruising along the top of this for a while now. One of the notoriously muddy spots was not muddy at all. How dry it's been, that section is very dry. And I was telling these guys, like, even hiking through there on some of my winter hikes, I've always seen water, like standing water that's on the deep side, where you have to carefully pick your way through. So with how dry that one was, the next spot that's like that is most likely going to be as dry or at least similar, which we're okay with because we're able to maintain a good pace. It's only 10:20, so we've been hiking for 4 hours. We're currently walking through one of the cutbacks into the mountain. We're eventually gonna work our way like over to that side, but for now, it's mile 50. That's awesome. That means we have 10 or less miles, depending on what source you look at. They either mark it as like 59 and a half or whatever, or flat 60. I always refer to it as 60. But yeah, it is the 50-mile mark. It is 10:52. We are just cruising right along. So I forgot about some of these cool rock features as you start working your way down from Stone's Pond. And as I like come through here, you know, there's something that we had talked about One of the nights at camp, I forget which one. But yeah, so this is kind of... So even though we're doing this as friends, as a group, it's kind of nice, even with a group hike, if you spread out just a little bit. And sometimes you don't even consciously do it, it just naturally happens. And you each get to enjoy the hike on your own a little bit. And there's a few times throughout this where that's happened. And right now is one of them. John's up ahead of me. Kurt's back behind. And you know, I guess an important thing with that is to, you know, communicate. Like if someone wasn't feeling 100%, we talk about that. But yeah, so even on a group hike, it's it can be nice to spread out and get to enjoy the forest just yourself. And then you get to talk about it later when you're at camp. The things that you thought were cool and the things that they thought were cool. And as long as you do it in a safe way where no one puts themselves in danger, it's all good. All right, we're coming up on the Iron Bridge. Cross this guy and hang a left. And that takes us out to the haystacks. Now up here on the other side of the bridge, there's a parking area, very small parking area, but to the right side of the bridge, that's where the Loyalsock link loop comes down to complete the loop around the park area. Out that way, there are some very nice backcountry sites. Panda and I used to use that as like our gear testing area. We've spent many chilly nights when we were learning how to backpack in the winter there. So they do make you climb a good bit up from the water when you're on this side. But it's not terrible. I mean, when you're pushing like a 18-mile day, whatever it's been, it makes it a little worse. But yeah. So it's been 4 days. I don't know if I mentioned this before or not, but this section that goes out towards the falls and by the haystacks and everything, I've never done this part. So when you do the Loyalsock link loop, you can do this to make it a lollipop loop. I've never done it because I knew that I would eventually through hike the Loyalsock Trail. And I knew that even though I've done the link loop, done section day hikes, I've done overnighters, done different varieties of hikes along this trail, either on it or using parts of it. I wanted something that I didn't see for the end of the hike. I just thought it'd be cool to leave like that little on-tread path for myself. John is at the last trail register. We don't know if there's an official terminus sign when we get up here, but we can hear the road. Sign to parking lot. This is our last climb out. And then put this one in the books. All right. Cars are right there. Right there. We never saw a disc for 59, but that's okay. Done. Done. Oh.
Complete. End-to-end transit. Congrats. Oh man. Alright, so the fun trail. I do not suggest hiking 2/3 of it with sit pads for insoles in your shoes. Does not recommend it.
Yeah, trooper for that, man. Like,
Holy crap.
there you go. Eastern terminus.
Another one off the list. I don't know how many that is now. I've done a bunch.
This is this is my longest through hike of a trail. Big one that I've been wanting to check off the bucket list. Finally did it. So happy about it. I got to spend 4 days in the woods with these two crazy guys that said yes to joining me on this trip.